Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In today's video, I want to go over how to get a jailbroken PS5 in 2025. If you're someone new who's looking to jump into the jailbreak scene and acquire a jailbroken PS5, this guide will help you get one. I will also cover which firmware you can do which exploit on, and then I'm also going to show you guys where I bought my PS5 and the model number that I actually bought. So first things first, I do want to say, before you go and jump and buy a PS5 that is jailbreakable, please keep in mind that you should only get one that is a disc-based console. If you happen to get a digital console, you run the risk of not being able to have all of the jailbreaks available to you. So I highly recommend to only once again get a disc-based console. Now moving on from that, as you can see in the background, I'm on PS5 Dev Wiki, and with this information we can determine the model number, the release date, the firmware, and the region of the PS5 consoles. As you can see on the very first tab where it says first chassis revisions, these consoles were made in 2020 and they start on a 1.x up to a 2.x firmware. Unfortunately, in 2025, these consoles are no longer available and they're discontinued. Now, if you go to the second tab where it says second chassis revisions, these consoles were made in 2021 and they start on a 3.x, 4.x, or 5.x firmware. These are the consoles that you definitely want to buy, but unfortunately they are very expensive. So if you happen to find one, the price will be within $700 or $800 depending on where you live. If you go down to where it says third chassis revision, these are the consoles made in 2022, and this is where it starts to get a little tricky because these consoles could be on a 5.x, 6.x, 7.x, up to an 8.x, and it all depends on where you live. What I highly recommend is to check the model number and the serial number to see when that console was made, and you would have to cross your fingers and hope that you are on a 5.x up to a 7.x firmware to do the jailbreak. If you happen to get a console that is on 8.x at that point, you would have to put it in the closet and wait for a jailbreak to come out. As you can see right here, I live in US, so if I was going to use the third gen chassis revision, I would go to CFI 1215A. I know the console was made in October 2022. What I don't know is that if this is a disc-based console or a digital console. Now, I happened to Google this in advance, and as you can see here, this is a disc-based console. It is sold out. Unfortunately, if I did find one, it would probably be expensive, which is fine. I understand that, but just keep that in mind. Now, anything after the third gen consoles, which are the PS5 Slims, this console starts on a 6.x, and at that point you will only have exposure to two of the jailbreak, which is the Blu-ray and the Lua exploit. Then after that, if you go to where it says PS5 Limited Special Edition consoles, in 2021 and 2022, you can find a console that starts on either 3.x, 4.x, or 5.x firmware, and with that being said, you will be on the correct firmware, but they're probably expensive to buy. Anything after that, as far as the PS5 Pros, it won't work. The jailbreak is not out. It's on a high firmware, which starts at 9.x. This is the consoles we do not want. I'm also going to go over right now to the PS5 Dev Wiki, where it shows the actual jailbreak for each firmware. So as you guys can see, we're going to start on 3, 4, and 5. These firmwares here have exposure to all of the 3 jailbreaks, so you're pretty much good to go if you happen to find a console between 3.x, 4.x, 5.x. If you come down here where it says 6.x up to 7.61, you only have exposure to 2 of the jailbreak. Like I said to you guys before, it's the Blu-ray exploit and the Lua exploit. The WebKit exploit, you do not have this jailbreak on firmware 6.x up to 7.61. Like I said before, anything that is 8.x and higher, we don't have a jailbreak yet that we can actually use. If you are looking to get a console, I highly recommend for you guys to get one on 3.x, 4.x, 5.x, and those are the second gen PS5. Now, where did I get my PlayStation 5 and how much did it cost? I'm going to show you guys right now. I went on eBay, and this is where I got my PlayStation 5 on 5.x. As you guys can see on the background, this is the seller right here. He has a 98.5 review. I did get it from Japan, and it was a CFI 1100A. Now, I know this says digital disc, but if you come down here and you select the disc edition, this is the console that I have here. Now, if you select digital edition, it would be the black one. And as you guys can see, this is not the one that I wanted. I do want the CFI 1100A. That's how much I would have paid for it if I would to buy it in 2025. But when I bought mine, I paid $577 in 2023. So if you're looking to get a console that is on a 5.x firmware, which is the correct firmware, you're looking to get a disc-based console, I highly recommend this seller here. It has a 98.5. It has 540 reviews, but it's just expensive. So if you can compromise with that, you should be good to go. Any other console that you're looking for, I would say use eBay. Just review the seller. Make sure that they are a seller that has a high reputation, has a high review, and you should be good to go. Like I said, depending on where you live, it may cost more, may cost less. But I live in the United States, and I definitely know in 2025, it's about $750 for the console. And if you're really looking to get one to jump into the jailbreak scene, this is the time to get it. If you wait any longer, they are going to be discontinued. And the longer you wait, the more chance that you're not going to get the correct console. You have to solely depend on an 8.x or higher firmware. It is not guaranteed that a jailbreak will come out around 6 months to a year. So where it may, if you want to get it, this is where I got it from. But as always, I thank you guys for watching my video, supporting my channel. If you have any comments, let me know, and I will get up with you guys later. Peace.